What's up, everybody? It's Crown Me Tessie the Queen, and this is another episode of TOOG Tuesdays. This is going to be the final episode of 2021, so I really want to start by thanking you guys for tuning in, for liking, for sharing, for commenting, for subscribing to the YouTube channel. It's been definitely a learning experience, a great experience, and I appreciate everybody who's rocked with me throughout this year as I started this journey with these episodes. Now, like I said, it's the end of the year, so obviously, like most people, I've been doing a lot of reflecting on the year, and so for this episode, I just want to kind of recap this huge year that I've had of, I've been saying every episode, quit my job to pursue my dreams. So it's been a year. It's been a lot of learned lessons, a lot of new and different and exciting things, a lot of just kind of jumping out the window, stepping out on faith, figuring it out as along the way, not figuring it out at all. And so that's what this episode is all about, just recapping the year and kind of just taking you guys through some of the things that I've done, some of the lessons I've learned. So what I thought I'd do with this episode is share with you guys from a little journal here what I wrote down at the end of last year for what I wanted this year to be. So obviously at the end of last year, I knew that I was quitting my job. So I knew what I was stepping into as far as, following my dreams and with writing and script writing and all that. So I wrote some things down, just manifestations of things that I wanted to happen, things that I, didn't know anything about, didn't know how they would happen, but that's what journals and dreams and goals are for. So I made a list. You want to hear about it? Here you go. So I'm gonna list these things that I wrote down and just kind of go through and how they happen. So 2021 manifestations. I wrote this list on December 21st, 2020. So end of last year, and I'm definitely gonna do another list this year. Probably do that after I wrap up this video, so I can get some 2022 manifestations in the air. So here, first thing I wrote was finish Cracks in the Foundation. Now, as y'all know, or maybe you don't know, Cracks in the Foundation is the short film that I wrote. So I wanted to finish it, and honestly, I didn't really specify what about it I wanted to finish. I think I was just thinking, just get the script done. And not only did I finish the script, but I produced it, directed it, and am currently finishing up the last round of edits so that it will be released in 2022. It's a ghost in here, so I'm gonna say I live alone. So nobody did that but a ghost. So I'm gonna write that 2022, get rid of the ghost in my apartment. But yeah, so Cracks in the Foundation, that was a huge success for me this year, a huge endeavor, a huge undertaking. I stepped into wanting to write scripts and just thinking I wanted to write them. Like, I had not thought further than that part of writing it and then, I don't know, getting it to somehow into the film world industry, and somebody else does the work of producing it and doing all that. So the thought of actually making the film had not crossed my mind when I wrote this list. So the fact that not only did I check this off of my manifestation list of completing the script, but to actually have a finished and complete film is just insane. And I'm just super grateful for everybody who played a part in that, everybody who encouraged me during that whole process, all the cast and crew that came aboard of the film to help make it what it is, and even now in post-production with the composer, the editor, just the whole process has just been a blessing, a huge learning experience, and I think my film is going to be a great first step for me into this world as I go into 2022. So thumbs up for that. We'll give 2 thumbs up, but I'm holding my book in the other hand, so 2 thumbs up for that manifestation coming into fruition and exceeding what I even wrote down. Second thing I wrote down was to launch my TOOG brand, and well, I would say it was a success. So the TOG, True Opportunities of Greatness, that's what this is, True Opportunities of Greatness Tuesdays. More than just apparel, it was also about me expanding what I was doing with going to schools and talking to kids and everything like that about writing, having those workshops. So I would definitely say it was a success this year. Thank you to everybody who bought merch. This will be out soon. So I'm a little late on this drop than I wanted to be, but you know, entrepreneur, things happen. Still learning. But anybody who bought a t-shirt, a hoodie, a beanie, anything, thank you so much. We appreciate you here at TOG. I appreciate you, and I thank you for stepping into your greatness as, you know, the brand promotes. And as far as with the schools, I went to one school this year. There's an episode about it. I went to one school and did one workshop this year, and not that I couldn't have done more, because I could have, but the reason that I didn't was after I went to that school, I really paused to think about how I wanted to craft the program. That was my first time going into a school since 2019, prior to the pandemic and everything like that. And just now with TOG being an actual company, actual brand, I really wanted to think about what am I bringing to these kids? What am I helping them to learn and grow from? And I came up with my whole plan of what I want TOG in the schools to look like. And it was different than what I had been doing previously with the workshops. And so I put a pin in, you know, booking myself at school so that I could really work and come up with a full like curriculum and everything. So I'm in the process of wrapping that up, and 2022 I hope to be back in schools and implementing that program. So TOG launched it. It's the LLC. It was a success. Another completed manifestation. Thumbs up. Number 3, the third thing I wanted to manifest was financial freedom. Financial freedom, my pastor defined that as having more money than bills. And that was something I wrote down because I was stepping into a world of entrepreneurship, leaving a steady paycheck. I didn't really know how I would make money this year. I didn't know what my income would be. Obviously trying to, you know, sell apparel, selling books and things like that, but I really didn't know where my main source of income was going to come from. I was going to pay my bills and all this and all that. And I will say I did have financial freedom this year in that I still have a roof over my head. I've always had food in my belly. You know, my bills have been paid on time the whole year. So technically, by that definition, yes, I had more money than bills. And that's, you know, thanks to savings and other things like that with money that I had, and, you know, taking the severance from my company when layoffs and everything happened and I decided to leave the company. So, you know, budgeting that money along with my savings helped to carry me through for the whole year. And so sure, financial freedom was manifested because I had more money than bills. I'm still here, still making it. But I think for 2022, I need to upgrade this from financial freedom to financial increase, because obviously going into 2022, I'm in a different financial situation in that, you know, the severance has been severing this whole year. And so, you know, things have changed within my bank account and all that. And so I'm grateful for the income of you know, the apparel and book sales, but I definitely have to step that up in 2022 and figure out more ways to generate some revenue, because the last thing I want to do is go back to being a slave to a paycheck. I don't want to do it. But you know, that was a success. My finances carried me through an entire year with literally no extra income. So thank you, God. Hallelujah. And then the last thing I wrote on here, and this was like a stretch manifestation because I said I had no idea what I was doing and how to even enter the world of TV. But I wrote on here that I wanted to sell a TV pilot. And I still don't know exactly how you sell a TV pilot. So, but the funny thing is, I wanted to sell a TV pilot and I hadn't even written a TV pilot. So, I was definitely jumping the gun with that manifestation a little bit. Just, hey, you manifest, write it down, make it plain. You never know. So obviously, I did not check that off the list of selling a TV pilot. However, I have written 2 TV pilots. I have written a film, 2 screenplays, 2 TV pilots, and 2 short films, one of which is Cracks in the Foundation that I produced. So I have another short. So I would count that as a success because although I haven't sold anything, I have work to show. I have scripts, I have ideas, I have pitches that I put together based on the script. So I have things that I could take to some executive somewhere and pitch my ideas, get it out there. So while that manifestation of selling a script in 2021 didn't happen, I did learn the necessary things to make that happen here in the future. So all in all, I would say my 2021 manifestation list was a success. I had other things on the list as far as like personal things with like spiritual, relationship wise, but that's another conversation for another episode. We're gonna stick to the professional manifestations in this one. We'd be on here for an hour if I went into the rest of the list with those things. But 2 thumbs up because the things on that further list of my spiritual, mental, self-care, all those things, I did hit some boxes in a lot of those categories. So just don't have the time to get into all of that with you now. But my self-care, skincare routine, I'm makeup free here in this episode. I think my skin is looking kind of radiant, if I do say so myself. Thank you. So 2 thumbs up for that manifestation. Self-care, bam. But that's how I'm gonna wrap it up. It's been a great year. And earlier today I made a reel, so recapping and just showing like some pictures and different video clips from recording these episodes and different things that have happened. And making the little 1-minute reel literally had me teary-eyed because when you're running day to day, I don't think you really think about what's happening and you don't think about your successes that much. You're just trying to get through the day, get to the next day, and there's so many things going on. So to actually have a moment to sit down and reflect, I got emotional, just thinking, wow, like I'm so grateful for everything that has happened to me this year, everything I've learned this year, all the seeds I've sown, the investments I've made into myself this year, and I'm just excited for what's to come. You sow a seed, you expect a harvest, and I'm looking forward to 2022 being a year of harvest for these seeds that I've sown in the year 2021 of just planning myself, investing in myself, investing in my art, investing in my community and my family, and just growing as a person. So I'm super grateful. I'm not gonna cry here on the episode. Y'all should have caught me when I made that reel. Y'all ain't gonna get no tears out of me on here. However, I'm super grateful. I'm grateful for all of you for watching, for sticking with me this year. Go to www.trueopportunitiesofgreatness.com. Get your merch, get your gear. These shirts will be on sale soon. Thank y'all for supporting. This has been another episode of TOOG Tuesdays, the 2021 recap manifestation list. And this is Crown Me Tessie. Out. Happy New Year, guys.